As famed dungeon master Johnny Logan once said during his final session, and for the last time, roll me now. Don't cry, don't say a word, just roll me now. Hey, hey, and welcome to Homebrew, the show where we avoid the crushing dullness of everyday life using our two favorite forms of escapism, alcohol and Dungeons and Dragons. If this is your first time watching, if you've joined us for this episode, what we do here is we play a homebrewed game of D&D, and using the beers and booze and drinks, non-alcoholic or otherwise, around us, we inspire the world. So it kind of adds into the world building. And it's sort of loosely hung around an Irish mythos, I would say, very loosely speaking. But speaking of beers, what are we drinking this week? Let's start with Paul, and we'll do a full circle around to back to me. Everything's
not too bad, yeah. This is fun. The third session of myself on Homebrew Quest. I'm drinking just classic Kraken and Coke rum, you know. So
nice.
That's to be just a classic old rum there, you know, and a classic old drink.
Yeah, textbook Paul.
Yeah. And then of course
go into any bar in Ireland, order yourself for Paul, and you get one of those.
Yeah, and then classic old health bottle. Haven't found Wicked or Aftershock to get that blue one yet, so need to get that.
And, you get some blue Curacao. Is that what it's called? Blue.
Yeah, I could do that. I could also do get some just blue food dye or something like that. But I just prefer to just get a blue drink and put it in there.
Yeah, well, blue Curacao, I don't know what that is or how to pronounce it. I know it's an alcohol that winds up in cocktails to make things blue, but I don't know what kind of alcohol it is or how to pronounce it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'll be drinking that.
Nice. Keelan, you just took a sup of something tasty. What's that?
Yeah. I am drinking a Clockwork Soul, which I like the can of. Ooh. And it is a Barcelona Weiss beer. So yeah, it's lovely. It's actually it's gorgeous.
Nice. And Lucy, you poured yourself a glass of something.
I did. I don't think I've had these before. The 8 Degrees Brewing Bohemian Lager. So far, I was inspired because their Citra is obviously a beloved character who we are, I think, venturing with today. And so I probably should have got her, but instead Bohemian. And I got some of their red ale as well. So yeah, don't think I've had these before. Lovely so far.
I am drinking either a snubble juice or a snooble juice. I like to think snooble juice. By Ta'ol. It's a snooble juice. A session India Pale Ale. And it is, it's kind of fiery, actually. It's kind of a bit like sipping it and go, whoop. Let us know what you're drinking in chat, and we'll kick on with our other announcements. It is almost, ever so slightly, like in 2 weeks or so, give or take, our 2-year anniversary of doing this. We're still here, to everyone's joy, I'm sure. But what I have been doing separately to this, and some people watching might already know this, but kind of not as part of the 2-year anniversary, but it just lines up really, really nicely. I have been collaborating with another streamer called Wilbo. Wilbo Baggins, you might know him at What's Up Wilbo. If you don't follow Will, head over to pretty much every social channel, including Twitch, and I believe across the board, because he's so slick like this. It's What's Up Wilbo across the board. He is a wonderful human and adds so much kindness and love to the TTRPG community. And we, having seen that and being inspired by that, I thought, well, maybe I could do something to add a bit of kindness to the world as well. So myself and Wilbo are working on something called the Wild Magic Kindness Surge Table. So we're calling it like Wild Magic May, and it's a wild magic table, and it's going to be filled with prompts for acts of kindness. So every day in May, or whenever you can in May, you roll your percentile dice on the table, and then use that as a prompt to do something kind in the day, to give back either to yourself or people around you. So it is, it's like a mix of self-kindness and community kindness. Hopefully it's going to be really fun. Hopefully it's going to be incredibly fulfilling. And I think as we're sort of riding the riding the wave crest of joy out to the end of this pandemic slowly and surely, it will be just a nice sort of boost, because there's been mixed emotions out there recently between extreme burnout and kind of like, it's almost over soon. So this might just be the booster shot we need. Not that booster. Well, I mean, if we can all get that booster shot, that'd be great. But this could be the wild magic booster shot we need to get through May at least. So if you don't follow Will at What's Up Wilbo across pretty much all social and Twitter, and you'll see us just chatting about it loads. We're just going to be all May. So that's coming up soon. I'm sure I'll talk about it again in about 2 weeks. Onwards to other announcements. Lucy, your nemesis Wes isn't here this week, so you get to kind of completely shit over his segment if you want.
Yes, I will dance on the grave of his absence. No, but okay, let me see if I not fuck up his part. Damn it! No, I just want to mention our amazing friends Dakota Irish. You can see their logo there, or give them a Google. They make everything gorgeous that you can add to your D&D at home. So if you know anyone who loves D&D, this is the present to get them. If they have a birthday this year, and I think they might, you should get them something from this site. I don't know, I'm not great about statistics, but I think that's fairly good. So go onto their site. They do like wooden boxes and fancy trays. They also do just gorgeous dice. I went on there and I got some like glittery dice with tiny little cogs inside. That's gonna help my rolls for sure. Anyway, and if you do use our code homebrew10, you get 10% off. So that's an excuse to buy anything online. I just need the slightest excuse or motivation. So yeah, there's your justification. Enjoy.
Thanks. I think that's us. Anyone else have any announcements before we play? Is that? Don't think so. Maybe. Well, if we do, we'll get them just before the break. So yeah. Let's play some fucking D&D. We good? We feeling excited? I'm fucking jazzed.
Getting all my dice ready.
Let's go.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. All right, well then now, without further ado, grab yourself a drink, pull up a chair as we dive into a world where anything is possible, but not always probable. Welcome back to the realm of Hibernia. And Randir, if you wouldn't mind, could you bring us up to speed about where we are, who we're with, what's going on?
Yes, of course. This is my first recap. I'm so nervous. Alright, last time on our exciting adventure, Randir Gulrum is hot on the heels of the Hux Punks walking several miles in their shoes. By the way, if you're looking for a cooling, refreshing beer made from questionable ingredients, Dying Light Ale. It's gross, and maybe for you. Back to the story. Our brewing master and his trusty keggy, has been let go by the this is the Malloy's Bottle Emporium.
Malloy's Bottle Emporium.
Emporium. For some questionable reasons that is linked to the Dwarven Artificer to be our treasured adventuring party. Getting some advice from his close friend Samantha his close friend and beer buddy Samantha, our lone adventurer reaches out into the world following a new road that has Randir's artificial skills perplexed. But onward, stepping off as the Dead Ponies Club for supplies and an investment opportunity. Then on to McKellar, where our short friend missed out on meeting our legends in the making again. But getting to meet another artificer of the name of Goat, and from here Randir jumped at a new short-term contract for employment.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You blasted across the countryside to everyone's, the world's favorite NPC on Homebrew, Goat, who is a kobold inventor, a small sort of smoke-blasted faced lizard boy man uncle, who has bundled you into the back of a mechanical Jargadol, like a rove beetle. So it's like this machine that just seems to kind of carve its way across the countryside. It's a mix of let's cut straight into it. You've been riding this machine for, let's say, a day or two, and it's comfy. You guys sit up the front almost like a wagon carriage, and in the back there is sleeping compartments. There's different kind of nooks and crannies. There are too many trunks. You know when you go on a road trip with someone and they're like, "Oh, just throw your bag in the back," and you open the back and it's like, there's no fucking space for my bag, man. That is this mechanical beetle. You were also riding with the herbalist and recently divorced. Who knows? They haven't signed any papers. Citra O'Dwyer, who just one day left her husband, it seems. Like, if you follow her story, she just bailed. Like, she was like going to town and seemingly is never coming back. And you guys leave at the northern road of McKellar, and you quickly start carving your way northwest through the Nanny State Mountain Range and onwards towards the boglands south of the Widow's Ravine. On your first night, Randir, as we pull this Jargadol to the side of the road and Goat starts kind of setting up camp, he shows you a little compartment that you can sleep in. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing special about it, but there's, it's better than probably expected. And he goes, well, Randir, how do I put this? You have this small space to sleep. And this cabin just here, that's my cabin. And then there's another one for Citra. And, well, look, it's awkward because we're not really friends yet. But when I go to bed, just don't wake me. Don't even open my little hatch. And whatever you do, like above all else, do not move the cart while I'm asleep. It has to say exactly here. And you see him kind of open this door, and a sort of waft of sort of a blacksmith kind of comes through, and he pulls out a trunk, and from this trunk he kind of cracks it open, and it's the exact opposite of Pulp Fiction. We see inside. The audience get the full view. There's no secrets here. As you see inside this trunk, and God's saying to you, and look, Randir, you're sort of an employee now, and I can't expect you to double job or moonlight, so I brought muscle, I suppose, something to help us keep us safe on the roads from bandits and from rapscallions and not problem solvers, problem makers.
I thought that was my job. Wasn't it my job to be here for his protection as the muscle, right?
We get a close-up cartoon style. Randir, what is your strength score, out of curiosity?
Oh, it is 19.
Yeah, it's fucking whoa. Of course it is. Yeah, I thought you were a wiki artificer, but nope, you are built.
It's all that hammering away on the anvil and stuff like that,
Yes, yeah, carrying kegs,
making my beer, with the anvil.
Yeah.
Classic.
Churn and mash. That's probably clinking the hops. That's how they make beer, isn't it?
It's probably why I was like not a very good brewmaster for the first 10 years of my. They were just like, stop making. You're just hammering liquid on an anvil. It doesn't really help.
Building the froth. The
beer.
He goes, no, Randir, you're here to learn from the master, from the greatest inventor of all time. That's how I got my name.
Yeah, with that, so, I thought that was like a side, like a little bit like a benefit. I thought that was in the contract. A benefit was learning from you. I'm not very good at negotiating contracts.
Yeah, you did say you got recently fired. Contract dispute or?
Well, no contract dispute. Though I did give away everything I pretty much owned so that I could buy an awful drink that I only wanted and not even the brewing wanted, but realized that I valued it, of course. That was a great idea.
Don't dwell on the past, Randir. The future's out of you, and the future's in inventing. And yeah, you stay inside and you guard the inventions I brought along. And he has kind of little contraptions in these little cubby holes. It's like a miniature version of his shop in here, where there's whippersnappers bouncing off the walls. There's compals just buzzing to be near each other. You see the pile of ragmataz has just naturally sort of folded into it. It looks like the back of a dog, like a puppy. You don't see it, but it's just like, wow, the ragmataz are so convincingly anything you want them to be that this looks like a small westie, a small black westie is there tucked away. Well, if you guard all my inventions in here, my good friend can guard all the stuff outside. And you see pulling from this trunk, he takes like a femur and like a skull and like a set of ribs and just goes, just one second. Actually, Lucy, this might be more fun. Roll like a dexterity check and just add like +5
Oh, 10.
in total.
Yes.
All right. So, as Goat kind of puts together this skeleton frame, what do you think a 10, which is sort of a middle of the road result, would result in?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that, like, I'm picturing him like putting the head on as he's going to put the arm on, the head falls off. It's sort of a constant, and eventually he sort of, maybe there's more of a pile, but like sitting, kind of doing a full like, hey, what's going on this part, and I'm like, oh, we'll just get to the rest later. And I go, hello, Bitsy Bon Bones, you rang? Yes, I'm here. Are we going on a trip?
Well, Bitsy, actually, I need you to protect my traveling cart. Sure. Actually, to be fair, you don't have any weapons. So, and he pulls from this trunk what he goes, yes, my Seymour. It's like a claymore, but it says more. And hands you this sword. And Keelan, what does the sword look like?
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, if you're asking the sword rather than me, it looks very cool. The sword, it's all of the latest in design. It's sharp as a sword, not as a whip. Whips aren't sharp, so it's much sharper than a whip, if that's the expression. But yeah, kind of. I mean, you said say more, so a long two-handed sword that says this. Hiya! when you take it out.
Oh, I'm gonna love that. Hiya back. And can I try and fix the sword sort of like as a makeshift leg as I'm still trying to combine all my bones together?
Hey, I am a magical talking sword.
Oh, I think that he's jostled himself out of my hip bone and escaped. Maybe he didn't want to be my leg as I was. I'm just sort of.
I can't do anything. I can complain, but I presume.
Okay, well then you're definitely still there.
But this has already become embarrassing.
I'll have noticed, and I might move. I'm sort of just grabbing random things, like as if they're bones, and adding them on, and it's a bit of a hodgepodge.
This is how you dull my point. Mm-hmm. This is how you dull my point. I won't be able to kill all of the many enemies. Have you considered? Do you have any enemies here right now? I don't know. Bitsy?
Yeah.
Do you have any enemies here?
Anyone that comes against Goat is an enemy of mine.
Okay. It's just because as a sword, I'd like you to consider slashing or killing someone with me.
Now. Oh, I can definitely consider that. I can give it that heavy consideration.
I mean, there's that guy over there, dwarf guy.
Nope.
Okay.
Do you like him?
Nope.
I look at Goat.
Bitsy.
Sure.
Don't listen to the sword. The sword's a tool.
Hey, what are you talking about? I am cutting edge technology.
It's so shiny though.
And shiny.
I have two questions because for the audience, I only found out about these characters today, and I have questions, a lot of them. Starting with Keelan. Keelan, your talking sword, is there just noise or is there a mouth?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I kind of just thought there's a mouth. Yeah, why not? There's a mouth on the hilt, but in somehow not a gross and wet way. Above the hilt.
Yeah, okay. Just where like the natural shape of a mouth might be is the mouth.
Yeah.
Because the other gross place you put it is right at the tip.
You don't want your hand directly under the pommel and then that pommel talking over your hand to get bitten you. It's not like that. I don't know how, but it isn't.
Well, because it's a Seymour, so there's enough handle to fit mouth.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah.
And Bitsy Bon Bones, you're a skeleton lady. But were you born before you were a skeleton? Was your name always Bitsy Bon Bones?
No, I was Bitsy Bon. I can't remember my other name. Well, I was the landlady at a pub that actually we went to, the Sunken Snug, excellent pub, and she's not quite sure what happened. She maybe was cursed, and then once she perished naturally, her bones like just maybe fell into some fell into the wrong hands, and she found herself reimagined into a skeletal form. It's very slimming. It's great, and I came across Goat, and I like to think that our friendship is his greatest invention. So,
yeah, I think that's a shared. That's probably a shared.
You're wrong.
Feeling. Definitely
His greatest invention is me, the talking sword.
okay, I think we're gonna have some contentions here, but okay, I'm willing to help. I'm just very loyal to Goat. I want to protect him because he's given me a new life on his little traveling world here. So yeah.
All I hear is a story of long living friendship going to begin between a sword and somewhat bones and somewhat random things around the house.
Well, we compete for the affection of our apathetic owner, I think.
Actually, Lucy, roll a d20 and just tell me the roll, because as you're grabbing stuff from this cart, there's a high chance you might have just grabbed something that's fun and useful.
6.
6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4,
There's a low
5, 6.
You grab your own bone.
You knock a couple of things. You actually don't get anything, but you do knock a couple of things off the shelves. You knock the simple cloth napkin, and it's sort of folded over. And as it kind of springs out, there's like a really nice ham sandwich inside. And you could have sworn when you knocked it off the table there was no ham sandwich in there, but there's a ham sandwich there now. And you did get, instead of your right arm, you did get this small wooden stick with a hand on the end, and it's called the Self 5, and it's particularly useful when adventuring solo. So you can, with one slap of this hand against your own, instill temporary confidence. Once per long rest, you can give yourself bardic inspiration, provided no one is watching when you do it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So like your right hand is a high five shaped thing, and then your left hand is just a bony hand.
Excellent.
You can self 5 as much as you want.
Okay, cool.
Do I count as watching?
Nice. Yeah, as long as no one's watching, you can do
Yeah,
it.
but do I count as being someone who's watching?
I don't think you have eyes.
I don't think I have eyes either.
Oh, this is the biology or construct of your makeup is really coming in. Like, what is there one eye? Maybe.
No, I mean I think I sense people in a occasion. There's magic, magic.
You get a general sense.
Some kind of arcane eye.
Yeah, I can sense the person who's holding me in the kind of immediate room. Let's say a certain amount of area around me. It's kind of like sight, but doesn't count for sight for her high-fiving herself.
You know what? The both
I won't tell anyone.
Debilitating, but also kind of useful. Let's say for the purpose of this person, the sentient being, when you're being held, you share the person who you're being held by's vision, which means although you mightn't be able to kind of go like, hey, watch out, because they're looking the same way you're looking, it will give you can either both roll for perception checks or like advantage or any of those kind of things. That could be
nice. Yeah, I like that. Plus, if I get dropped, I'm blind, and
yes,
we'll probably just start screaming.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
With this odd couple suitably set up and the drama and tension abound, Goat turns to you, Bitsy, and goes, "Yes, Bitsy, we're on a grand adventure. I think it might take us many months. And your job every night is to protect this wagon and make sure it never ever moves in the night when I'm sleeping. It can move during the day, otherwise we'll get nowhere."
Okay, absolutely. This cart will not move a muscle as long as you slumber. And I'm gonna march outside and start just trying to do a lookout, whatever time of day it is.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's something to
it's
stop.
evening time.
Why? Why can't
What?
we move the cart at night?
Well, because I'm a very light sleeper, and if you shake the cart, I'll wake up.
Can I roll a perception check to see if he's lying?
You could roll an insight
Insight
check.
check,
That
yes.
would be, yeah, absolutely. You can roll an insight check.
Oh, that's not good.
Hey, Goat, you want Bitsy to stab this guy for asking too many questions with me?
Maybe we'll see how we get on as we travel.
Okay.
I got a 10.
And 10, yeah, makes sense. He's a bit of an eclectic guy. Makes sense that he wouldn't want to be woken up. You get like, there's a faint reason that like, you know, it's not a big giant red button, but at the same time, like maybe there's something else to it. But at the same time, if he's being this sketchy about it, it's probably like the amount of explosives in this cart. Like you just don't want to be in it if it moved. So yeah, it's a mix of he could be a light sleeper. That seems true, but also maybe there's something else. Who knows?
Okay.
We don't. That's for sure, because of that shite roll. So...
Oh, burn from the DM. That's hurtful.
I still burn.
Yeah. Look, it's the dice. I got, you know, no one's to blame here except for the polyhedral dice reroll. Goat puts on an adorable like Scrooge hat, or classic bedtime. He wears full pajamas when he goes to bed because he's a gentleman. Citra's already kind of tucked away. She opens up her little compartment. You get like you know, a wisp of farm comes from hers. She crawls into her little space and closes over. And Goat opens his, and again you get that kind of little bang of faint smell of a forge. He crawls in and closes over his.
What does mine smell like?
Ground, because you just have you don't have a compartment. You just have like a little like overhang, like a hammocky thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're in the if this is like a caravan, they have actual kind of pull down rooms, and you're in the sort of just like fold out bed bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
Is there anything like there's going to be a lot of travel time? People say sometimes you should skip the travel episodes. I say make a whole episode out about it. So is there anything over the next couple of days that anyone wants to do? Like what, like day 2 evening time, we're outside with Bitsy and oh sorry, Killian, I didn't get your sword's name.
Same. Outlooker.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. Right, you might go with the one that's on the overlay, but
Yeah. What's on the other? Oh, Stabby Gabby. Yeah.
I was also just like, what? But Stabby Gabby's on the. So you don't follow instructions.
I don't look at the overlay. It's I'm you know.
I just work here.
I'm just the talent. You know.
Yeah. We'll say outlooker because you know when you take on a job, you lose all identity except for that job, and that job right now is outlooker.
Yeah. That works. I was literally just grabbing the first can that seemed like a thing. Outlooker. It's kind of like Highlander.
Mm.
You know, there can only be one talking sword. There can only be one Stabby Gabby.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Actually, Goat is working on a set of like talking throwing knives though, because they'll be a laugh.
No, they won't. No, that's a nightmare. There'll be loads of them, and
Just a little gossiping horde.
Yeah, and as soon as you throw them, your enemy will then have them. And let me tell you, us talking stabbing implements, no loyalties whatsoever. Provided we're being used to stab, we're very happy. So if you throw a knife, I mean, if you miss, they're just going to turn on you, you know, and then they'll tell all your secrets.
Death by banter.
Yeah.
I won't tell your secrets if you lose me. Don't worry about me. Don't smelt me down. But but you know, that's the worry about knives. That's what I would say.
Has Goat threatened to melt you down before? Has your like puns and stuff like that? And he's
never threatened to do anything. In fact, this is my first outing. You know. I don't know what it was. I was talking to him all the time, and then after a while, he put me in a scabbard. It doesn't seem to have come back to check.
Do you have this is actually quite interesting, and maybe either sad or otherwise. And I'm really invested in this sword. But are you like a haunted Victorian doll, as in like when your eyes shut, or you just like time stops and then you just like it's almost like instantaneously you're back up when you are unsheathed, or do you remember every waking moment of being, you know, sheathed?
A little bit of both. It's kind of like a dream. I don't know if time passes. It's just darkness. It's just darkness and thinking about slashing. Stabbing, not urinating in Irish slang terms.
Yeah, you don't need to. You only have a mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, don't eat or drink. It's great. Yeah, no, it's because it's all black. If I'm in the scabbard, you know, I'm the least happy. I'm most happy when being held and utilized as any tool, as any sentient tool.
Mm-hmm.
You do have you have given me a great idea to try and make some kind of sentient hammer.
Yeah, that could work. You're not going to throw a hammer at someone. I reckon that works more.
Yeah.
Not sharp, though, so it'll probably be pretty dumb. Whereas I'm very smart. Like I said, you know. It cuts both ways, or at least I do. Hammers don't.
The pun.
I think you've nailed that one, Keelan. So we can...
No, the hammer would have
nail that one. Damn it!
Yeah.
Hey, this is the best character I've ever had.
On the third night on the road, Randir, you start to feel a little anxious. There's sort of this wet sweat clinging to the back of your neck. And when you think back in your day, you start to feel as if someone or something has been watching you. And as you really get into it, it's like not only watched, you get the feeling you've been followed. And it's around then, and as you were saying to Goat earlier, you've traveled around a bit, but you're not sort of wilderness wild. You don't have your wilderness wiles, so to speak. But you do know that there is this legend or this like mythology or sort of this like, is it a kid's story that they just tell children to stay in at night? But this thing called the Black Hound. And the Black Hound, for anyone who spends 3 days and 3 nights on the road, and this is your third night, will start to hunt you down. It's not a very pleasant feeling. It affects you in ways that you didn't think you had felt. The last time you felt this was maybe when you had like a really bad dose of the fear. Okay. That's kind of the last time this has happened. All and right. Goat seems a bit jittery as well. Citra hasn't talked in a while. We can't really remember exactly how long, but she's not as bothered by it. But like Goat is definitely like, oh, Randir, look, whatever you do, don't go out tonight.
I feel like I really have to now.
Oh, like honestly, you will die. I cannot stress that point enough.
Is Stabby and Bitsy out there?
Oh yeah. That's why we have Bitsy.
Can I open a window and just chat to them?
Well, no, but I'll tell you what. And he takes out one of the compals and he sort of fiddles around with it. He kind of just jams a gem into it and twists it, and it kind of glows. And goes, "You could talk to them with the compals."
Okay, I like this.
Yeah. So you have a little walkie-talkies. You have to press the gem.
Yes. Cool. No, you don't go for traditional like stones of talking or anything like that, or stones of far speech. You go for your own invention. Nice.
I've never heard of that thing. A stone of far speech. It's not a very catchy name.
Yeah, I don't think it'll sell. Better use a compal.
I've already said this. If you want me to help you with the advertisement of compals, because that name is not great, but like.
Actually, come to think of it, Randir, could you look? The products are perfect. They're flawless. You don't need to change a thing. But I find somehow in my delivery or my sales pitch, people don't seem to get it. They look at me confused and a little bit like, who is this man? Could you? You're a brewer. Could you brew me something that like a smooth talking beer?
I could definitely try. Yeah, I got
right. I'll be back. How long do you need?
I don't know, a couple of hours. That's how good I am.
Do it in half the time, or I'll break your neck. Oh, that's just a joke my customers sometimes say. No, you take your time.
You have some violent customers, I gather.
Well, that's why I have Stabby Gabby and Bitsy.
When did you make Stabby Gabby? How did you make him? May I buy him?
Well, I see. The thing is, Randir, when I didn't realize, because I thought I'd make a range of talking swords, and I don't think I'm going to go into the sentient thing. It gets a bit iffy selling a sentient being.
Oh, yeah. Also, I just assumed the gender of the sword. That's also not a good thing.
Well, I don't know if they mind. Maybe they do.
We don't have genders. Sorry, I'm outside. I can't hear.
Over. Stop listening in.
You're the one who made the compal do this. I mean, I can't. I mean, I can talk, but I can't make the compel transmit. So that's all on Bitsy.
Yeah, Bitsy's just sitting there going like, just letting you talk. Sure, yeah, I can brew that stuff out. I can get that done in a couple of hours. I can use keggy and stuff, and yeah, I've got this compile to like help talk to Bitsy and Stabby and see how it's going out there.
Yeah. You see, the more you say it, the less weird it sounds. You just kind of get used to it. It's fine.
No, it's so weird. I'm just
no. Anyway, puts his little sleeping hat on and scrambles into his little dreamer. Goes, and remember, don't wake me and don't move the cart.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I've got a backpack that's a half a barrel that I'm gonna start taking great ingredients out and stuff, because I bought that barley from the Dead Ponies Club, like, and I'm just gonna start feeding it to Keggy. By the way, when I start feeding it to Keggy, Keggy like opens up this horrible maul thing and just starts eating the bale, like the barley and stuff.
Nice. What do you think? And these can be anything, from made up words to other words. But if you were to concoct a sort of smooth talking beer, what sort of ingredients do you think should go into that? What would make you a smooth talker?
Oh, I don't know. Probably like, I guess. Well, there's barley, so it's going to be probably a little bit more darker. Let's go for some fruit. Or yeah, let's go for fruit like peaches. I like peaches.
Yeah, to make you a sweet talker. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. So it's like a peach barley ale.
Yeah.
Sounds fucking delicious.
And
Why aren't we all brewers?
I'm currently drinking a pineapple hibiscus ginger drink
Of course you are.
called Zobo.
Nice.
Oh.
So
Nice.
you can put a pineapple, hibiscus, or ginger in. I don't know if hibiscus is smooth talking. Can't tell you.
It's working. So.
Yeah, it's delicious. It is delicious.
Right. So the evening and the night, and you've had sort of 3 days on the road to kind of chat is yours. I'm happy to ultimately my notes on this are stop whenever you want me to stop and continue the journey whenever you want me to continue the journey. So is there anything you'd like to do tonight, or is there anything going on?
Well, I'm guessing after 3 days I've probably gotten Bitsy's story, and I'm still just enthralled by a talking... I'm enthralled, yet also probably getting tired of a talking sword that keeps also, one, trying to stab everybody and also giving me sword puns. So, though I am still intrigued about this not moving the cart at night.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Bitsy, you head out to your nightly guard. Make a perception check. So
Sure.
just roll a d20 and add 3.
Okay, and what I imagine that Bitsy is doing in order to get this is she's holding the sword and running a full circuit around the thing, like quite fast, holding the sword out to see what she perceives.
Okay.
Nice.
She got a 3, so that's that.
Who could tell if it was the technique or it's just a dark night? You know, there's a lot of cloud cover. It's hard to say. I'm not one to judge. So.
How did I predict that I was going to roll shit there? I mean, this is my job. I'm supposed to be good at this.
Can I give her advantage because I'm also perceiving?
Yeah, or you can roll if you want. But either way, it's up to you.
I'm interested in finding anything to kill, and
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a look as well, even if there's like a squirrel.
8.
8. On
8.
dice. 8 on dice, not great.
We are a great team.
She's got bad
No.
eyes. I mean, she has no eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, neither of you have eyes.
I
It's
mean,
also...
So.
this is working out. This is working out as you'd expect.
Wait,
My sense of I have no hair to be tingling. I'm perceiving very little here. Yeah.
I also realised that Bitsy
Oh, you have no nerves.
Yeah.
used to be a barmaid. Used to be a
Landlord.
landlord, a pub landlord.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I guess actually a pub landlord's not bad for a protection racket, I guess. I was just thinking, I'm like, why did we hire a skeleton pub landlord? Wouldn't we be better to hire as a
Higher
pub-
higher implies being paid. Bitsy is not being paid. And I want to
Yeah.
make that crystal clear.
And also, I'm sorry, loyalty. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a very loyal
Oh
person.
no, I would say that
Can't buy
you could be
Can't
the
buy that.
manager, general manager of the like shop rather than
Plus, I'm like the best sword ever. So I mean, doesn't really. So as long as someone's wielding me, all the enemies are dead. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
I'm the other way around with Randir. With Randir, no, not with Randir. Can I see? Does Randir have a window, or do I know where he is?
no, it's like a sleek mechanical Jargadol. So it's like there's no like when you're riding during the day, you sit sort of in the nape of this beetle's neck, and then you all kind of get into the sort of body sections of an insect. Much like everything in this show, I don't know any terms to describe the things I've written in my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, carapace.
Dangerous person trying to describe a boat. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, there's no things that I can do as sort of like pebbles at the window. Try to, you know.
I mean, I'm probably sharp. You could just stab straight through the. You could try to kill. Are you trying to kill him?
No.
Stab me straight through the wall.
Don't you have also a compound that you can also like?
Yeah, you can talk to him.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Find out where he is, then stab through the wall.
I know I can't hear, but
okay, well, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna press it and go like Randir, it is a little bit past the time that before when I said this, and just to update you, absolutely zero threats out here in the dark. Okay, over. As my message is over. That's all I mean.
I'm guessing that you've updated me like every 15 minutes or something. I'm trying to sleep or something.
It's impossible to sleep. Yeah, it's almost like there's no turning this thing off.
Everyone else on this thing has given me really like weirdly specific instructions to not wake them. You did not say that, so I assume your instruction is just keep waking me.
Yeah, that is true. I was also very excited to have a walkie-talkie essentially directly to you, so this is entirely my fault. Once again, a bad negotiator.
No one has asked not to be stabbed. I'll point that out.
Mm-hmm.
So you're all fair game.
I'm guessing Goat isn't.
He's not holding me.
That is true. Yeah. I forgot that you don't have loyalty.
I'm a sword. How could I possibly have loyalty? I just like, doing my job. It's a foul job, but someone's got to do it. Slashing.
What's the like? We all have hopes and dreams. For Stabby Gabby, is your hope and dream to like be used and broken in battle, or one day to be like have a really nice fine place above like a fireplace, or like?
I know it's total mayhem. I mean, a bloodbath would probably be, nice. Or like a constant bloodbath. I'm a sword.
Is it a slave?
So like if you were like stabbed into some sort of like blood like waterfall, that would like if you were just like the pinnacle of it and it was just death around you.
I mean, it was a big epic battle. Yeah. I mean, then I'd want once I'd won the battle, to be used again somewhere else.
Cool. No retirement.
No.
Yeah, he wants to like that. Die doing what he loved, like stabbing intestines. That's your kind of deal, right?
Yeah. You'll find out with me as a sword. I am to the point. Did I use that one already? Can't remember. Straight into the point. Yeah.
Is there any kind of like runes down the side of like Stabby Gabby's blade or anything like that? Warning people. Not about stabbing, just about the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Did Goat make me? Yeah, or did he find?
Goat made you.
Goat made. Yeah, grand. Cool.
So it's like an Ogham stone for like this never shuts up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do not unsheath.
It's also in magic writing, so any language it also just transfers into, just to make sure it's like you've been warned.
Mm-hmm. So as you're looking around, actually, Randir, let's cut inside because this is better. You're sitting inside this caravan trying to sleep, and every 15 minutes you get a status update. And as this sense of dread keeps growing and growing, and the sense of kind of impending doom, and it's like even without the constant interruption, it would be hard to sleep. You hear behind one of these, just a sort of in the distance, a low growl. And then in the next 15 minutes, when you hear that growl again, but this time it has sort of just slow padding footprints, and you can almost. You don't know if it's your own paranoia or your own fear building up that's sort of creating this, but you can almost see as like it's just this constant movement of a running around and a whooshing of a sword, which hasn't shut up either. Like even if this wasn't on a compal talkie, the sword would be keeping you up.
Hey, I'm probably doing a war cry. Ah!
Like that Borderlands gun that screams every time it's
Yeah,
fired.
yeah.
Oh, that is a nightmare sound.
It's sort of like a siren because I'm running in circles, so it's kind of going away.
I've got the Doppler effect going on as well.
Yeah.
Oh, here it comes.
I mean,
again.
it's free guarding, so I mean, that's what you pay for. You get what you pay for.
The one of these status updates comes in, and Bitsy, you haven't seen this like ginormous, almost 10, maybe 15 foot high hound slowly creeping up through the darkness towards you. And just before one of your status updates, you just hear through the air this like as this giant claw just comes to sort of like swipe you through the air. It's going to make an attack. Does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Sweet. And let me roll some dice. You take 14 damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Mm-hmm. That was a 14.
14. You are knocked prone on the ground as this claw just pans you straight into the dirt. It's going to make another attack. Boom. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
All right.
What's her armor?
Okay.
She's a skeleton.
Okay.
She's mismatched with a whole bunch of stuff from the cars. You'd think that some of it would be sturdy.
I think one of the things was a ham sandwich. So I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
She can't eat.
Yeah, there's no armor there. She's pure bones. You take 16 damage as this monstrous hand just kind of claws and then just starts biting you.
I mean, hands of bones.
Yeah.
It's the one thing.
Exactly.
Probably, like if you're specifically worried about the Black Hound, you're probably the worst guard, or the best. A good decoy. As the sword, I will suggest stabbing him.
Here's my battle plan.
Yeah.
Stab.
Just get me in there. Just
Do I hear any of this kind of like from inside the cart or anything?
Yeah, you hear this tremendous. It sort of shakes the cart a little bit. This as this hound is going to town on Bitsy outside. Bitsy, why don't you roll me some initiative?
Sure.
I'm going to turn over because as my employment contract doesn't suggest that I have to in any way protect anyone outside of the cart. I'm just gonna no. I'm gonna rush outside. Mostly because I have become friends quickly over 3 days because I don't have many friends with these constructs.
Will do that. Status updates will do that. They form friendships,
Yeah.
All right. In which case, Randir, you roll me some initiative as well.
Okay. I got a 20 right off the bat.
Nice.
So what's my
Nice.
23 altogether.
And it's the one time where a 20 doesn't really matter that much.
Bitsy?
I got 14.
14. Cool. Randir, you are first. And as you come outside, you see this gigantic, fuzzy, hairy, sort of glowing red eyes, demonic monster of a dog with Bitsy in its jaw just going.
Okay. I'm going to step backwards and close the door. No, I'm not. No. I
told you to stab them.
Sorry.
Nothing.
Oh, you told me to stab him. Yeah, so I'm going to use... I'm going to use my Firebolt, which is my cantrip. So...
Okay.
Which I think... Let's see. Do I need to do a... You hurl a bolt of fire, I suppose. I think... I haven't played 5 as much as I played 3.5, so this is going to be an interesting thing. This is just evocation cantrip, so like, do I have to roll for attack? for dexterity?
It depends on whether it's a spell attack or if it's a saving throw on the hound's part. I think it's a spell attack. I think it's a firebolt. You fire it.
Yeah,
and you have, like a spell attack roll.
You should have a magic attack rate for all your stuff.
Spell attack +8.
Spell attack +8, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So you roll a d20 +8.
Cool. I got a 15 +8, 23. I'm getting 23.
Cool, that hits.
Nice.
Bam!
Cool. It is
Roll your damage.
2d10.
Holy shit.
Yeah, firebolt's decent.
Yeah, it's a cantrip as well, which is just insane.
What? This route.
That's 15 damage.
15 damage. Nice. Describe to me how this kind of attack fires off. Well, we haven't seen Randir, right? At least, unless it happened in the Paddy's Day episode, we haven't seen Randir use a kind of firebolt, have we?
We have, but yeah. So he's got a extra kind of tool in this one. He's got his staff as well with him. So when he kind of forces it forward, and it fires out from the top of the staff towards the Black Hound.
Nice, and you can see it just some of the fur just embers around it, and there's a smell of wet, fiery dog in the air. Ugh. As it crinkles its nose. Do you have any other actions or bonus actions or movements or any of those things?
Let's see. What else can I do? I can do. I don't know. This is also an interesting thing. Which goes, if Bitsy Bones is an undead creature, are we doing healing in a different way, or can I do healing word?
Good question.
No, it would have to be what do you call it? Radiant damage. I think that's how that works in 5e. That specifically radiant damage has vulnerabilities to undead. So reverse healing doesn't work in this one.
Okay, so I can just use healing word on Bitsy Bone then.
I don't. Yes, because firebolt's a cantrip, isn't it?
Yes.
So yeah, you absolutely.
Well, it's actually so
word.
my bonus action is healing word.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Yeah, how does that activate?
So it's similar kind of thing. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna just say nice words, which is mostly just like beer names and stuff like that.
All right.
So that is 1d4 + 4 healing.
Do you need some beer names?
Yes, please. That would be great.
All right. I have one called Immortal Game.
Immortal Game. That's really cool.
Immortal Game. So maybe perhaps
I also know that
they're playing.
Lindsay also started drinking a drink in the chat, which is
Yes.
Tourbillon Tart Grisetti. I am terrible with names.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tourbillon Tart Grisette.
And Barry is drinking a Calamancification, which is a sour.
Oh, nice.
That's definitely so.
That is 8 healing.
8 healing.
So
Ooh, thank you.
I'll take that away.
I'm imagining some finger bones are reattaching. Maybe around the sword better.
Yeah. Yeah, better grip. I have a question overall. I get that I'm a sword and that obviously my initiative would be her initiative. Do I have any ability to buff her or help her, aid her in any short way? For instance, I have a beer called Zobo, which is very similar to Zorro. Can I give her a slash in a Z shape? Or I have Outlooker, which I guess technically is me. Could I give her a buff of any kind of strength and or accuracy because I'm helping? Just
I think so. Because otherwise,
I'm up to
Yeah, I think absolutely. So, not surprising anyone, we don't have the sheet for swords, for swords at work. But much like He-Man's sword, maybe perhaps you can sort of buff Bitsy into a being of power, using either Zobo or Outlooker. And we will say that
Zobo working with Zorro. I mean, it's very close. I like this world Zorro being Zobo. And it's actually about the sword. That's why the Zobo changes. So Bitsy's the new Zobo. Well, my sword someone else. Yeah, they'll be.
Yeah.
There can only be
so
one.
We'll put you just in on Bitsy's turn just before. So we'll just put you just before Bitsy's turn, and we'll come back to that exact moment. But it is the Hound's turn.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And the Hound, instead of taking its turn straight away, uses one of its legendary actions, and is going to. It just sort of shakes, and this sort of tendril of blackness wraps around you, Bitsy. You get the feeling that chaotic magic is sort of infusing itself in your bones, and you, if there was luck in the world, it would be zapped out of you right now. You have disadvantage on your next roll, and then it takes its turn. It's going to bite again, because it still has you in its jaws, or it doesn't, but it could. Give me one sec. Boom. Does a 17 hit?
It does.
All right, and then it's going to, after biting you, claw you to the ground with a 7. So it does miss. So it's going to do some damage though first. Bam. Bam. Oh yeah. Dun, dun, dun. That is 10, 13 plus 12, 25 plus 29 damage. As it just chomps down, and then as it kind of spits you out, it tries to claw you but misses the ground and just rakes it up beside it. And you hear its kind of nostrils flare in anger, and it's just like it's almost just kind of looking around to see who can attack next. That is the end of. It's going to use its bonus action. The Hound just goes and disappears. Bringing us to your turn, Bitsy. Bitsy, just before your turn happens, Stabby Gabby's going to. I want you to describe this like a sort of anime transformation scene, I guess. Full creative license.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to tell you to hold me aloft, and say, "I am Zobo, the wild beer." Why not? It says it on the can. And then then you'll be Zobo. That's good. There can only be one. This is the first time. This is the first outing of Zobo. And get like a quick triple slash in the shape of a Z. That's always that's good. I don't know. I don't know that I can do anything else. I think if I do that, that's the thing that I do. It's probably bad. I don't know if it buffs you or like what do we say? Let's see. Let's see what the can says. Drink wildly different. Ginger, hibiscus. Jesus. It's got a lot of gluten in it. Goes. No, there's nothing on the can. I went to the can. It's the first time the can's disappointed me. I mean, it's a good looking can. But
I think you've two things there. You've got goes, which means movement. So maybe you move faster. And gluten. So maybe your glutes are really good. So you can leap high in the air.
It helps you
So you move real fast and you can leap high in the air.
Better at jumping. So let's say it gives you advantage in jumping and speed. And you have disadvantage overall. So really, it'll only help you with those two things. Otherwise, you'll have which just means a normal roll with anything towards moving quickly towards the enemy.
Okay. I can say what I thought was the situation from the way you described the way that I've just gotten absolutely mauled, and from what I described earlier being that I'm a bit of a ropey assortment of things. I was picturing this that like my head is now kind of further away, and my arm and elbow and everything is holding the sword is sort of leaping off the ground, kind of like a Pixar light, you know.
Nice.
And so maybe this is just really, but I'm thinking it is still very strong and agile. And it is
the Black Hound probably won't see it coming. If the hand's separate from the back,
it's just a little bit of trash down somewhere around. But Ben, so the Hound just disappeared in one location. I don't have any I'm not able to like roll perception or anything now. Am I to try and tell where the Hound is?
You could, but it would take your action.
Oh, how about I did a thing.
I mean, I guess I'm just going to lunge I'm going to do exactly as he said there towards where I last saw the Hound, but that seems...
Sure.
Good plan.
So maybe I'll grab... Okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna shout, but the head is actually rolled over in the bushes a little bit, and it's going to shout like, I am Zobo, hear me roar, or whatever Keenan said, but I promised myself I would remember, and then I didn't need to write down. But
I don't remember giving you any other prompts other than holding me aloft and saying like, and saying like Zobo. So I like hearing me roar.
And I'm gonna try and hop and like jump through the air and do that 3 slash with the agility that only a few pieces of bones could have, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
toddlers are really good at like the monkey bars, like because they're so light. So I imagine my hand is so agile.
I'm gonna laugh maniacally, like yes. While she's
Yeah, you leap into the air headless and do a Z shape into the sky. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
It's going well.
Can I?
Yeah.
I mean, I have other little bits of bones. Maybe I could. I don't know if this is in my extra movement that he gave me. Maybe those could just fly into the air a little bit to see if they can hit into any invisible hound. If the hound is around, to try and find this invisible hound.
Yeah, sure. Make actually don't need to roll. I know where the hound is. Yeah, the bones fly in the air.
Okay.
But it looks cool as shit. It's great.
Yeah.
Randir, we are. It's your turn.
What can I do that would? I can't really think of anything. Like, from my understanding of Bitsy, like, are they very hurt? Like, I know they're thrown across the place, but like, is the bones like cracking or something that would suggest severe amounts of damage?
No, you would have found out over the last couple of days, especially kind of just chatting around campfire late at night and from Goat. The Bitsy is nigh on indestructible.
Okay.
It's like a magical set of bones that just cannot be destroyed for love nor money.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll do a perception check to see if I can see, or like an investigation check or something to see if I can locate where the hound might be.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Cool. Well, that's a critical 1, so 6 altogether?
Yeah, with a crit fail, it's like you don't know.
I don't know where Bitsy is.
Where Bitsy is, like, because it's even hard to find. Like, she's in bits all over the place. Like, Bitsy is in different parts of this kind of campfire grounds around your little mechanical caravan, and the hound has just seemingly disappeared. And if anything, that is more unnerving.
Okay, that's it. So I got.
That's everything?
Well,
all right. It's the hounds.
Yeah. I don't think I have an attack or anything like that, so.
No, not unless you want to attack Bitsy.
No. Well,
a
sword. I mean,
yeah, true.
I'll stab you. Don't get me wrong.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm dead.
It is the hound's turn. And the hound appears in front of you. Actually, it doesn't even appear in front of you. It doesn't need to use its bonus action. It just runs around the other side of the caravan.
Yeah, I'm blind. I don't see.
Back to where it was. Yeah. But before it does, it's going to use one of its legendary actions to that feeling that Bitsy had, Randir. You now feel that this sort of ever growing and ever sort of sickly melding of just despair. And you feel like all your luck and all your confidence and all your sense of gravitas seep out of you, forcing disadvantage on your next roll.
Is that a spell that's targeting me?
No, it's a monster's action,
okay, cool.
which I've invented called ill luck.
Okay.
Which just it's the opposite of luck.
Classic.
And as the Black Hound kind of surveys the battlefield, everyone, including yourself, Stabby Gabby, needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Randir, you've disadvantage on this roll. Bitsy, you've disadvantage on this roll.
Oh, well, I just got a 3, so... yeah. Oh, and I just got an natural 20. Okay, I got a 3.
Well,
nice.
Kind of creepy.
That's what I love.
I got 2 13s.
2 13s?
Yeah.
Total.
Yeah, so I got 14 altogether.
Lucky number.
Oh, 14. Nice.
That is...
you just about scrape by, Randir, but Bitsy, you feel fear enter your body. You are frightened of this creature. at all costs. You have the frightened condition, which means you must use all your movement to run away.
I was about to say, I feel like that would be all the bones scuttling away out of fear.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd have any wisdom modifier. Being a
You're
sword.
correct in saying you wouldn't. Yeah.
So I got a 7. Just so you know.
Nice. You were also terrified of this hound. Randir, you succeeded. You just about made the saving throw, and as you sort of shake off both the frightful presence that was trying to seep its way onto you, but also that feeling of anxiety and sort of panic that was following you the last day. That has just melted away. You feel not great because you're in a battle, but like this hound is nothing to be scared of. Okay. This is just a giant monster, just like every other monster that can exist in Hibernia. Its bark is worse than its bite. Its mythos is worse than its reality.
Okay.
But that's the end of its action. It's used its legendary action at the start of the turn. It's used its movement. It's going to use its bonus action. The hand disappears. Yeah, maybe this hand can Misty Step.
Okay.
But you did see where it disappeared to last time, in fairness.
All right, it's
Bitsy, it's your turn.
Okay, where was that it disappeared off to? I totally saw.
The other side of the other side.
I saw the other side of the thing, but it can't be cut. I suggest running away. Nothing that can't be cut could possibly be good. As a sword, if it can't be cut, it's clearly not a thing. I run away.
So we're but goat. We can protect goats. Caravan.
Screw everyone. It can't be cut. It can't be cut. Run away.
I'm gonna slash Stabby at some leaves so it gets out some of its some of it. Like, look here, some stabs here. While I think and run back towards the caravan. Terrified.
Unfortunately, you cannot run back towards the caravan. I cannot stress this enough. You are frightened of this creature. You have to use all your movement to run away from it.
And I'm encouraging.
Sorry, that's happened as this go. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It can't be cut. What kind of thing can't be cut? What's the point of having a whole talking sword if you can't cut things?
I should also stress you're Zobo, the fastest swordsmith in the West. It's like you're super fast at running away.
Oh no! I boosted you, and you're gonna run really far.
Yeah, so you book it about 80 feet away from the caravan into the wilderness.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Screw them. We don't need them. Now we're Zobo.
I'm gonna just be. Oh, can I press the compals and go? Goat, can you hear me? Goat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. You can do that. And that is a great thing to do.
And I'm just gonna say, like, I know you really hate when I give you my updates. I know I promised to never give you the updates. But I'm really scared and I'm really far away, and the hand's here again.
We're all gonna die. It can't be slashed. It can't be slashed.
All of that, I think we both would have talked simultaneously, so maybe we both messed up each other's messages there, but I like to think he got both of those.
And then the classic...
Yeah, no, he did. He got both of them.
The classic, over.
Yeah. Message is over.
It can't be slashed over.
I don't think there's anything you can do with the rest. You've moved, you've used action for that. I don't think... Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a... I'm playing hardball as a DM these days. This is my new cool thing. Playing by the rules.
I will kill you.
I found an immortal being and I will destroy it at all costs.
I'll be honest. What I'm going to do is
the second game you decided to kill him off. You're like, I'm not proper. Oh no, he died. Back to text.
This is sorry, Paul. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, this is the secret. It's the fact is I've come here to teach you that any character can die.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, exactly. You're the perfect shill for that, Paul.
I've realized two things. I can kill Paul on stream, and also I didn't really raise the stakes about the Black Hound enough last time, so I really got to show how powerful this thing is.
Right, we didn't find it at all. It seems like I'm already like, okay, I give up. I let him murder me. I don't know how to fight.
Randir, it is your turn. Top of the round, Randir, you know that the Black Hound has sort of just disappeared into the shadows behind your Dagadol caravan.
Okay. Let us see if I can play a little trick on the hound. I am going to use Magic Tinkering, which I think we've
Okay.
all heard of these. These are my color boxes of advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to throw one out. It's just going to be a giant advertisement for Dying Light Ale,
Cool.
kind of thing. But as part of this, it does have my face. So I'm hoping that I can throw that out. It's just a small box. Magic Tinkering, imbuing a tiny non-magical object with a magical property of your choice. 5 feet radius light, up to 6 seconds long, recorded messages, emits odors, or a non-verbal sound, static visual effects, including up to 25 words of text, and I can affect up to 4 objects at this time, which are my small kind of wooden boxes. So I'm going to throw one
Nice.
of those. I'm going to throw that one
Yeah.
out and try to hide, like as
Right.
a kind of distraction thing.
You can't hide as a bonus action because that's a different class's thing, but you can definitely just sort of obscure yourself. Why don't you make a... No, you know what I'll do? You have a spell save DC, don't you?
I should, yes.
Yeah, I think so. Let's make this. Let's make the hand make a intelligence saving throw against your spell save DC, to see if it's kind of suitably fooled by these bright and shiny lights.
Where is that?
Should be there. Yeah. If it's in
Oh,
beyond.
16.
16. Yeah. As far as you're aware and as far as you've seen, this has caught the attention of the hand.
Cool.
All right. Anything else you want to do in your turn?
I don't think there really is. My bonus action is mostly just, healing word. So.
Yes. Yeah. As we turn to the hand's turn, it is going to use one of its legendary actions to see if it can see you. Okay, nice. It got a natural 20. So it knows where you are, but that doesn't that doesn't offset the fact that it is obsessed now with this. It hates advertisings. It's like it hates the fact that mid battle it's got a pop up unskippable ad that it needs to just wait 6 seconds for. No offense to the site we stream on or my job, but just wait the 6 seconds. Yeah. The hand leaps onto this box. And do the box have HPs? Does it have a thing?
They're just non-magical items, so it's just a wooden box that you can probably destroy quite easily.
Yeah, it did like 4 plus 4, 8 damage to a wooden box. I imagine crushes it, and immediately just fucking buries it in the sand, and then looks your way, and you know it has you beaded. That is the end of the hand's turn. Bitsy, you are still scared.
Oh, wait a second. Well, am I still scared as well?
You're still scared. But in fairness, at the end of your turn last time, I should have made you repeat that wisdom saving throw. So why don't you roll wisdom saving throws now? And we'll see if you're unscared or if it'll be at the end of this turn.
Oh, yeah. 18.
And Bitsy?
17. Sorry.
17. You are much like that feeling that happened to Randir earlier. Almost seeing this hound act quite normally dog-like over this box and destroy it has just sort of washed that fear away. And you're like, oh, it's a giant dog. Like it's just a giant dog. That's all this thing is. A giant, scary, could kill this dog. So you are no longer scared, and it is your turn.
And I can see the hound because it's looking at Paul. Well, I'm gonna just run with the speed of Zobo, swinging outlooker as I do, and try and go again for my triple slash action. And I'm gonna hold him to my mouth, so he can scream as well as I'm running.
Oh, right, his mouth. I thought you were just gonna kiss.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold him to my mouth.
That's a weird relationship.
He's doing his war cry, so I'm kind of going and holding it as I go.
Everything can be stabbed. Everything.
Well, I find this interesting because Stabby hasn't passed the wisdom saving throw. Did you?
I did.
No,
Oh, you
Stabby
did?
did,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Oh,
cool.
that would be fun.
I was seeing. Yeah, I was. I was seeing it. Sorry, I thought you hadn't, and Bitsy had. So I thought it was like
That would be interesting. I'd be like, don't do it.
just screaming in a whole different way.
Really like non-consensual weapon usage there. Yeah.
I've already
Okay.
forgotten. I'm embarrassed about what was happening in the previous round. Everything, of course, everything can be stabbed. That's the nature of everything. So I'm back to everything can be stabbed again.
Stabby Gabby doesn't have. I was about to say object permanence, but like confidence permanence, I suppose. It's just like whatever happened 6 seconds ago does not matter for the 6 seconds that are ahead.
No, exactly. I mean, I was afraid, but now I've realized that was foolish. Everything can be stabbed.
Yeah.
Stab.
Bitsy, you get a multi-attack 2 attacks, but I like this idea that Zobo has infused you with triple attack because it is a Z-shaped thing. So Stabby, why don't you roll a d20, and Bitsy, why don't you roll 2 d20s? These are all separate attacks, so we're just kind of getting it.
Am I
Put 'em
adding
all.
anything to these?
Yeah, add a +4.
Do you
Cool.
want to add anything?
23
23,
and 13.
13, and yeah, you can also add a +4, Stabby.
Then I got a 6.
6. All right. 2 of those attacks hit. With
the
like
weapon missed.
Is it an equal
So it's-
sign or is it a greater than sign?
Yeah, I think it's a greater than sign.
Yeah, it's greater than.
Yeah.
Or less than, depending on which where you're looking, I suppose.
Yeah.
Roll your damage for 2 of those attacks, Bitsy.
Yeah, I actually don't have. You said it's a 2d8 plus 5. Does anyone want to roll 2d8 for me? I've lost my d8.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm the
Yeah,
store.
yeah, if you have d8s. So
All
just
right.
roll 4d8 plus 10, I suppose is the.
48.
These are all stats I literally made up before. I was
Yeah.
like, 2d8 plus 5, I don't care.
First D8's a 4. Second D8's a 6. That makes an easy 10. Third D8 is an 8. That makes 18. And the fourth D8's a 1. Crap, that's pretty much all average.
19.
So 19 plus 10, 29. 29 damage.
20. Oh, he
Nice.
did 29 damage to me, so that is very satisfying.
Nice.
That's a nice revenge slash there.
Stab it. Stab it.
Oh, you turn into a skeleton. Is what I-
Soon the world will all
Everything can be
skeletons.
stabbed. Sorry,
yeah.
Just
Yeah, you stab into this hand. It doesn't look hurt. Like from all the damage that's been done so far, it's doing okay. But it is growling at you.
You're stabbing each other here.
At the end of your turn, Bitsy, you see from in the hatch of the Jargadol go come up. What the fucking hell are you doing? Don't fight the hound. No one can kill the hound. Get in here. Get in here, Bitsy. Not you. You need to stay out here. It's your job. Randir, get in. Get in.
Yeah, I guess I'll be just I'll just leg it in, you know.
you go. We can stab it. We've got this covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna shout over to him. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. I know I'm not supposed to call you. I'm sorry. And as I'm just slashing as well.
Yeah. Randir, it is your turn, so you can use that to kind of dive into the Jargadol if you'd like.
I kind of want to do one more shot at this thing, but if it can't
You can
be
as you're
killed,
going by, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah.
If it can't be killed, then I'm not going to show my hand. I was going to run into the cart.
By all means.
Yeah, I'm going to run
Okay.
into the cart.
Yeah, you dive in and Goat slams it down behind you. Goes, what the? You are my apprentice. I can have room for 1 skeleton in my life, not 2, not 3, but 1. And honestly, when I said don't leave the cart, don't move the cart, just sleep through the noise, what do you think I meant by that? Go fight the noise? And while this is happening, you can hear outside, ah,
Slash. Slash.
everything can be smashed. As the spell rages outside.
This hurts more
This-
than that itself. No, harrowing noise.
Which is where we will take our halftime break on the This Hurts More Than Death Itself. We will be back in about 15 minutes. We're just taking a little bio break. We're going to be doing that because we're humans, not skeletons or swords. And yeah, we'll be back in 15 minutes. I normally spiel on here. It's a new Ben, I think. I think it's just one of those things where I go, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. See you in 15, you punks.
Woo.
Yeah, that's nice. See you in 15. So I'll use that from now on. That's cool. That's it. Yeah, see you in 15, you punks.
I think you're good.
welcome back to part 2 of Homebrew. I know for a fact that our good friend Wes would kill me if I didn't do these little announcements. He's probably like, oh, fine, he's doing them. But if you're enjoying the show, if you're watching along, please do subscribe. There's a little subscribe button there. And while you're clicking on things in the YouTube interface, why don't you click on a little thumbs up and a little bell and do all those kind of things. If you're not clicking on anything, if you're listening, that's okay. You've already done the thing. You're probably subscribed to the show. So great, cool. You're sound. If you have a bit of spare time, follow us on social media at Homebrew Quest across pretty much everything. We're more active these days on it, I would say, especially on Twitter. Twitter's fucking blowing up. It's great. Come join us there. It's a big party. And if you like chill hangs and chatting brews, and if you like chatting just other D&D nerdy stuff, we have a Discord. The Discord link is on our Twitter page. That's all you need to know. Let's dive right back into the action. Yeah, we're mid-slash as Bitsy Bun Bones and Stabby Gabby are in an internal battle with the Black Hound. The battle from the first night? No! Randir, every night on your journey for what is essentially 3 months, because it takes a long time to go from McKellar to Sleeve Gem across land in Hibernia. This had played out. At a certain point, it stops feeling like the screams of pure hell and more like when you live next to a train station, like you're just sort of, it's a nice comforting noise.
We're still messaging him all the time on the compals though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're still keeping that up.
Of course. I think Bitsy now thinks she's like they're logs, like she's a blogger now, like these are really invested now in like Randir following along. So
yeah.
You start praying, Randir. I don't know if you're a religious man, but you do start praying some nights that the hound just gets an early win, because there are certain times where Bitsy does go quiet. And so we'll cut back into one of the mornings. It's not the next morning, but it's the next of many mornings on the road. You've made your way, you've carved your way sort of northwest from Keller through the Nanny State Mountain Range and along the recently built Clockwork Tangerine Road. But as it kind of veers northeast or easterly, and you have to head sort of northwest in the opposite direction, you face what is colloquially known in Hibernia as the Black Road. Black Road is a beer by 8 Degrees. It is a campfire porter. It's very delicious. I have a beer in my cup now, but this is really nice. The Black Road is the term they use for when there's no road, when you're kind of cross-bogging it, which is the road ahead of you at the moment. And it's a little bit bumpier, and it's a little bit hard going, and essentially that's what's slowing you down. If there was roads across this entire world, you'd be like zip, zip, zap. Like, you'd be going all over the place. Trade would be up. Like, everyone would be having a dead time. There's no one in Hibernia against the roads. That's what I say. And so as you carve across these roads, we are going to pull out as an audience as we sort of see this traveling montage of your cart's journey. Almost like a neat little loading screen bringing you to Sleeve Gem. Bitsy, why don't you roll me a D20? This is just on a random encounter table.
sure, 6.
6. Okay, let me just quickly check. Yeah, aside from some bad weather, aside from some sort of misty overhang and sort of general dreary drudgery, of which you have to sort of wipe off yourself in the morning covered in muck, it's been a fairly uneventful first month. One of those mornings, he stabbed the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. We cut to one of the nights. It's a thunderstorm, and Stabby, you're upright, and you were just getting like bombarded with lightning. You were just a conductor.
Stab the lightning! Stab the
I'm just gonna hold him up like he loves it when I do this. I don't really get it, but okay.
You know the way, like, sometimes a fog is so thick, people say you could cut through it. That's what I'm trying to get.
Is that your dream?
To do with one of the foggy nights. Yeah, That's how sharp I am.
I was going to say, is that your dream, to be able to cut through reality?
Cut through? Oh yeah. I mean, I can already. I mean, what is a sword if not something that cuts through real things? That's what I say.
Okay.
Yeah.
You, Randir, you have a couple of different interesting mornings. Some days you can't find Bitsy, but you do find a recently dug hole in which Bitsy seems to be, like, as the bones she is, buried by a dog. And so your travel is also slowed down by finding Bitsy every morning. And
Which we
you
appreciate.
get to know each other on the course of this journey. You get to know each other quite well. Randir, why don't you roll me an alchemy check to see how well that smooth talking beer went down?
Okay, cool. So, I'm guessing that's just like my proficiency bonus.
Yeah, I think it's proficiency plus. I think it is just proficiency because you have like an alchemist kit or whatever.
Yeah,
You have like
I don't know if it's probably plus intelligence.
I have
Probably.
alchemist supplies and brewing supplies and stuff like that. So I got a 17 altogether.
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good brew. And definitely will give anyone who drinks it advantage on their charisma checks.
But it can't actually talk though, right?
No.
Good.
You're
You
the
know,
only talking
I'm
sword.
talking about a liquid. They're the worst.
So I name this.
Yeah.
Smooth
Why not?
crossing.
Let's say you've brewed one bottle for goat and you've got 2 bottles left over that you can add to your inventory. What is the name of this smooth talking beer? I've got some names here if you want, but if you have a few of your own, I know you're a Kraken man, so maybe the crack, but crack is in like having the crack.
Yeah. Or the
Yeah.
Kraken, but spelled Craic.
That should exist.
Yeah.
was
That's
just-
more charismatic. Yeah, Kraken.
I was
Turns you into a Kraken.
Kraken and stuff. I was going to say to name it after our protectors for the last few weeks and call it Gabby Bones Ale.
Gabby
Happy
Bones.
Bones, yeah, that totally works. Yeah.
I am honored.
Side note, I think we should all produce the Kraken beer because that also, or whiskey. That sounds like a good name for an Irish thing.
Yeah.
But love that. Love Gabby Bones.
Yeah, Gabby Bones Ale is definitely, that's nice. That's really sweet. Give yourself a little point of DM inspiration for that. That's nice. Where was I in my descriptions of things? I don't want to steam through all that, and everything's fine, and you get to sleep, Jen. No, you spend some days, months traveling, and we pull back and we see this little wandering wagon cart sort of making its way across open plains, and again, nighttime, a vicious battle between the Black Hound and Bitsy Bonbones. We see it kind of move through thick forest. Again, the Hound and Bones at it. It's a rivalry for the ages. We get our way through. The map of Hibernia doesn't show this. It's unmapped, but there are like mountain ranges and sort of these raised bogs. And at one point, you guys travel through what is a field of standing stones. And the ground is scorched black with crackling magic energy that sort of lingers in the air. Bitsy, you feel this because you're kind of made of magic. There's no reason for you to exist and to be reborn every morning as a bag of bones. And equally, Stabby, you're like, that lightning was nothing compared to the kind of crackling, almost necrotic feelings going through this area.
Is it good? Is it bad? Like, is it like a...
It's not...
thing, or is it like empowering?
No, it's definitely not empowering, but I don't know if it's good or bad. Make an insight check, actually. You might be able to...
11?
Yeah, plus yada yada. It's not it's hard to say. And as you pass through this field of standing stones, you see other skeletons like strapped to rocks, and they have their rusted swords still in hand. And these eerie lights sort of dance around the stones in the center of this ancient battlefield. These skeletons aren't like you.
Okay.
There's kind of nothing like you.
So sad to see a rusty sword. It's the saddest thing you can ever see,
Yeah, I think this would be hard for both of us to see. Can I probably would ask Goat, like, why hasn't anyone reincarnated those skeletons? Why don't they get to fight every night?
Oh, I didn't know we were actually going into a Pixar movie here. This is the up first 15 minutes sad part, isn't it? I'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna cry my eyes out.
I mean, the up 50, if that up start had a talking sword in it, though, it might have been a little. I mean, I thought up was pretty good, but
talking
extra
sword
could have been better.
could be
I've now realized it could have been better.
12 angry men, but like one of the men's a talking sword.
Oh man, that
Am I right? Am I right?
That's pretty good.
Juror 4 talking sword.
11 angry men and a talking sword. Okay, sorry. Go on, man.
I mean, it is better. You can't argue with that.
Deal. Especially if the talking sword was the knife that had been previously used as a murder weapon. I don't want to go too deep in 12 Angry Men. How well people remember it. There's a whole thing about having the knife and how easy it is to buy.
I was thinking of the Amy Schumer remake, actually.
Oh, yeah. Classic. Actually, quite expertly done.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah.
Does that exist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has like a shot-for-shot remake of 12 Angry Men, but it's whether or not she's hot. It's really well done.
It's really good. I'm not massively an Amy Schumer fan, but it's brilliant.
Or sorry,
Well,
attractive
after
enough to be on TV, not is she hot. That's a distinction.
Yeah, I know. I see. Yeah, right. Well, I know what I'm watching after this. That's the end of the show, guys. I'm not going to watch this quickly. No, Goat comes up to you and goes, well, Bitsy, well, not everyone is, and to be honest, I don't know how you were. You're sort of an anomaly. This is one of the battlefields of the Fey invasion, way back in ancient. You wouldn't have been around. You're not that old. You're a fresh bag of bones. Literally only died maybe like 4 months ago. Maybe 4 years, I don't know, but like the sunken tavern wasn't always the sunken tavern.
Ages me, I'll be honest, so I appreciate that.
It's like, if you're 30 but you have a bit of, you dye your hair grey. It's sort of this weird youthful but not youthful look. It works anyway. I'm getting sidetracked.
Thank you.
I don't know, but if you want to take some time and Stabby Gabby, if you want to take some time to acknowledge these swords and pay your respects, then we can camp up for the day if you'd like.
They failed.
I think I was gonna see if I could take some of the bones, like take one of their arms, see if I can add it onto mine.
Transformer? You're just like, oh, just take these new parts.
I just want to say that it seemed like we were all going towards the Pixar thing at the start, and then I also had the idea of just cutting to me stealing all the swords for materials. Like you said, I don't care, they all failed, and you were grave robbing.
Yeah.
I'd like to see
as we're saying poetry for them, you're like, also, I'll take these.
I mean,
I'm just seeing why not. Like, you can get yourself a fresh pair of bones if you want.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking is, can I create a sort of like spider skeleton sort of person with like loads of arms? I think I can fight the Hound better if I have more.
Oh, she's stealing all of the skeleton arms and putting them on her back.
Like I think with Goat's help, he could maybe help and some of this weird magic stuff going on.
Let's take your lovable character.
Warriors fight again. Sorry,
turn you into a nightmare. I think that's right. We'll take this lovable character and turn you into a creature of fucking hell.
I don't suggest using any of the other rusty swords. They've all failed, as I said. Only use me as a sword. You can have other arms, but
yeah.
I just love
with the other arms, I can like throw the sword between, because when the Hound like kind of knocks off this shoulder, it's like, okay, whoop, I'll just throw it to my other many arms. And I think this will up my Hound game.
We've been through this before. He can be stabbed and he can be slashed. And tonight, we're gonna get him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we cut to that moment in that very night as you've made your way through these field of bones. You've passed by what were sort of keening banshee women and like reverence haunting this graveyard, but through a series of just booking it, you make your way through, because it's way more interesting to cut to this bone battle with the Black Hound. This is far better. So Bitsy, how many arms are you going? Skeleton 8, or are you going like centipede? Like how many skeletons?
And I'll be honest, I tried to put out as many as I can fit. So I don't know, maybe I can roll to see how many out of 20.
Yeah, roll a D100.
At least, At least one of them should be a leg.
Yes.
That she didn't. It was turned out it was a leg in the end. So there's a foot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I've never rolled one of these before, and I just got a 10.
That's good. Wait.
Like
you
oh yeah, you just rolled one of them, did you?
You
Yeah.
rolled 2
Roll-
d10.
Yes. So roll 2.
Oh, okay. I got a 20.
what?
So you got 12. I
Nice.
see what you've done.
Yeah.
So the way a percentile dice works, and this is a great learning opportunity, is you roll both the one with the sort of double numbers on it, and then also a d10.
Yeah.
So that together
Ooh, a
you get your
D10.
number. So the
Right,
10.
okay.
Yeah.
I just rolled I hear you said D10 and I just heard D100 again. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I got 2 and 30.
So
2
you got
and 30. 32.
Okay, cool. Okay, so do I have 32 arms and legs?
Yeah.
I just
Excellent.
want to point out that this dice is a dice from Arkham Horror, and it's a fantastic dice, D6 dice. Great.
Oh, nice.
it's got an Arkham symbol instead of 6.
An Eldridge symbol.
Yeah.
It's also got it on 5 because it's a success on a 5 as well.
Great game.
That's great.
One of the few I don't have in this massive thing behind me.
Oh yeah. Let me check. Everyone stop for a second. Nope.
Not there.
No, it's not there. Oh, articulate? Nope. Cube? Nope.
Oh, I've lost my
Anyway,
space.
you have 32 arms. Did you want legs?
I'm now picturing, arms and legs. I'm now picturing, I was originally thinking spider/angel. Now it's more like a hedgehog.
All right. Well,
It's coming out from all angles, I think, now.
Can I have tried to give all of the rusty swords like a pep talk?
Yeah, absolutely. We're in that pep talk. What's happening?
All right, guys. Is this thing? Are you guys listening? Come on. I know you're rusty. It's been a while, but we all know stabbing, right? And actually, rusty. That's probably gonna like tetanus and things. I mean, do I have any concept of tetanus? Who knows? But rusty, use it, lads, or ladies, or they use it, all of you. Look, why aren't you talking? Why aren't they talking? Is it because
strings are building up behind you like it's any given Sunday as you reach the crescendo of your pep talk to these
Let's do this. Stabbing. Doesn't matter who's doing it.
Roll a d20.
All right.
This is how many swords come back to life.
I've rolled so badly. I rolled a 3.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, three swords just ever so slightly. You swear it's like the thimble at the end of Inception. It just sort of moves. You're like, huh, I got through to some of these swords.
Should I hold some of the? I want to ask the Outlooker because I don't want to like steal the thunder or whatever. But should I hold some of the rusty swords?
Look, that's why I gave them a pep talk.
Okay, so let's put like
that many arms. You're probably going to need some rusty swords. So I tried to do what I could with them. They are all failures. Use me for the main cool stuff. Yeah. They're there. Don't listen to me, guys. Listen to me. Before.
Yeah, they're the decoy swords, and you're the real guy.
Yeah. Let's use their rustiness to give the Black Hound tetanus or rabies or whatever rust does.
I'm on board.
Probably not rabies. Probably not that. Don't give.
We cut to the following morning. Randir, you're digging up Bitsy Bones. The fight was fine.
We had him. I'm just there, stuck into the ground beside the grave.
I will
being like telling Randir we had him that time. If we had just stabbed him a bit more.
I've just basically given Randir loads more work every morning to dig up all of my 32 arms and legs.
Yeah. I will remember you as you was, and not as this horrible, horrible monster. You will remind me now of an assassin bug, which kills its prey and then wears its skin.
Randir, we did this for you. We did this to protect you. This is for your benefit, not ours.
Yeah.
Also, technically, just because I am an alchemist, rust is iron oxide, which does actually have trace amounts of iron in it, which would actually do extra damage to a fey creature if the Black Hound is a fey creature.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I do extra cool damage for coolness' sake.
it's hard to tell it apart actually in the heat of the battle. You're not sure if you're doing extra iron damage or extra cool damage. So it's
I'm definitely doing extra cool damage.
You also better believe we've reused the exact animation from the initial Zobo transformation every episode. I mean, every battle. It's just the exact same frame for frame. I am Zobro, the wild beer.
After like the
you've actually fallen into a pattern where like the hand's kind of winning, and it's like 3/4 of the way through, and then you go, I am Zobro, the wild beer, and then like it's almost, but like ultimately the episode ends the same.
Honestly, some of the times I think the Black Hound's happy to be coming back for another fight. I think it's enjoying this. You know, it doesn't usually get to come back every day, see the same people, have a go. I think we're getting along. I think we're getting closer.
We're kind of co-workers at this point.
Yeah. Which will make it all the better when I stab it through its stupid heart. Sword. That's me in character.
Yeah, that's the most lovable thing you could do.
Yeah,
it's an honor.
I can't wait.
Die by my hand.
Yeah. Oh.
Is that the ultimate friendship for a sword? It's okay. It's when we both meet our perfect, solutions to what we are. I do the stabbing, and ultimately things that are alive die. That's their end goal. We all get to our end goal at the same time. It's a beautiful thing.
And this is the last thing that they see.
Oh,
it's just,
God.
Oh, my God.
I like it. With one sword,
it just looks like it's speed, like it's just going really fast. But no, they're all there.
It's like the what is it, the Vitruvian man, but just made of bones, and instead of mostly arms, it's pure.
One sword. I like it.
I didn't give the rusty ones there. They get dropped early.
It's like a corpse widow from what is that game? Never mind.
Oh, I don't like the sound of it.
Those punks will tell us. Thanks, punks. I like those punks below the line. Randir, this has been a hell of a journey. I mean, some would say maybe not your backstory, maybe the backstory of a certain bonesy lady and a happy-go-lucky sword. But your journey continues, and over the course of about 2 months, slowly and safely, thanks to the eternal battle that happens every night, you've traversed the wilds of Hibernia. Every night, haunted, stalked by the growling Black Hound, but every night, thanks to your sort of guardian protectors at this point, emotionally and physically, you don't feel that constant predator that as you've stopped into towns. Towns don't believe you, by the way, when you're like, oh, we've traveled the entire breadth of Hibernia. They're like, no one defeats the Black Hound. And for safety reasons, you haven't brought Bitsy Bonbones into a town. It's kind of hard to, it's sort of when you go, this is hard to explain. Actually, let's cut back to the very first time you tried it. You're in a small farmstead, a hamlet of sorts, and there's a nice tavern space. Goat goes, I'll just pull in here for the night. Maybe perhaps we don't camp tonight and we just sleep on beds.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Well, shall we go and meet the locals? Sell some wares?
Yeah, so I'm guessing this is before Nightmare Bitsy has existed and just normal Bitsy exists now.
Some tellings, it's normal. Some tellings, when folks tell this tale, it's Nightmare Bitsy.
I was going to say the Bitsy rolled out just rolling because there's limbs and everything, and still making that same terrified bone noise. And just rolls up to the tavern and kind of just bumps into the door and looks back at Randir.
I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, she's probably she's all. I mean, interestingly, Jax was originally played with Knucklebones, just to bring it back. So there's a whole, she's probably like all Knucklebones. Really, she's got more Knucklebones than anyone else. Probably pretty good at Jax. I'm thinking. As a note, while Bitsy's rolling in, I'm becoming gonna stab so many people. Come on, Bitsy. Let's I mean, there's probably a farmhand over there. Let's stab that farmhand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flash them to death.
Bitsy, make a charisma roll. I'm just realizing now, about 10 hours ago when we were sort of chatting about the stream tonight, that I gave you a +5 on charisma because I thought skeleton people are fun. This monster machine that you've built, this bone machine by Whiplash, shouldn't have a +5.
I got a 2, so I got a 7. So don't worry. Yeah, I got a 7.
Good.
It's probably more accurate for this.
I would like it's the kind-hearted nightmare bones creature.
Yeah. Ghost tries to set up a stand. He's like, "Step right up, friends. Get your gear. Quality goes in before the name goes on." And under his sort of spiel that he's trying, and he does swig one of your Gabby Bones ales, and he's like, "Something for the little lady? What's it going to take to get you into a whippersnapper today?" But above this is instantly drowned out by just terrified screams of about 50. Holy shit! The end is here! As just the entire village evacuates in a cloud of dust. And as the dust settles, Goat turns to you, Randir, and goes, "I guess another day, another non-sale. Let's hope the people asleep gem like our wares. I just don't know why we're not shifting product."
Well, I might say that this time it's because of the nightmare fuel bodyguard you now have. Like, I'm not saying anything. Bitsy Bones was all nice and sweet and Pixar-y before we walked through that boneyard and she decided to pick up some more appendages.
Hey, Bitsy, did you hear what he's saying about you? I know you did, because I heard it through your ears. I think you should stab him. You haven't slashed anyone in a while.
No, stab him. God tells us not to stab him. You ask every day, and we're not supposed to stab him. He listens to us, our stories.
I mean, look, sometimes these things change. I gotta check. I mean, look at it. He's saying he called you a nightmare. We stab him. That's what I say.
I didn't call her. I called that nightmare fuel.
Are you saying you would like to unsubscribe from the updates? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
No. I'm
Wes wouldn't approve.
Okay, phew, Randir. I thought we were friends. Okay.
No, it's other people that are the problem because I don't know you.
I can stay hidden. I'll hide back in the thing. I want to protect.
Bitsy, Randir, stop it. You've given me an idea actually well, maybe this is what I'm missing. A key product, maybe like Goat's delicate brooch of broaching delicately. When there's a difficult subject like your friend's a monstrous bone machine and it's hard to bring it up, maybe some sort of item could, help you smooth the gaps. A sort of, and you see him, he works at the speed of a really fast inventor. I was going to say light, obviously not that fast. Sounds too fast as well, but it's cartoonishly fast. As he whips up from the back of the caravan this sort of brooch, which is in the shape of twiddling thumbs. And he goes, yes, I think this could work. Randir, put this on. And he's saying it, but he's just pinning it on you. He goes, try is there something that you've been meaning to say to me, maybe?
Yeah, I've been here for a while. I've been here for a while and you haven't taught me anything yet.
That's a very good point.
Great performance review there. Yeah.
All right.
I'm really thanking this brooches here now.
Well, that's very true, Randir. I feel like normally I would have flown off the handle when you just come at me like that. But that is, I need to teach you more things. Schematics could help. And he goes back and he goes, I just invent so fast I never write it down because I'm so fucking good. I'm the greatest of all time. But from now on, Randir, I will. And he hands you a book of his inventions. Let's say that. Let's say it's a fucking schematics book. By the end of this journey, you will have a book of inventions. What I'll do as the EM is just send you, Goat's store, by the way, and people obviously have assumed this, is huge. I have so many stupid items in here because I have more fun than anything, than session prepping or otherwise, in making dumb stuff. You don't know about the Cloak of the Orphan. It's a cloak that gives you a hug. You don't know about the shield. It's a shy shield. There's loads of things in here.
Are they all things that you created the name first and then created the thing?
100%. Like it's
Yeah.
named for a backwards engineer into.
Stabby would not get on well with a child, let me tell you.
Yeah, the shield you have to coax out with a charisma check, and then it becomes a shield.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it hides behind your back at all times. What was the cloak of the orphan? This soft and comforting cloak, which smells like a positive memory from your childhood, can be a source of support on lonely, cold adventuring nights. On a bonus action, you can activate the cloak, which wraps you in a warm hug or gives you an encouraging pat on the shoulder. Some wearers swear they've heard a soft voice whisper, "I'm proud of you," when taking a short rest. That's the Cloak of the Orphan.
Right, that combined with the high five that I got, I feel like Goat has a very dark past and a lonely childhood. Because
most Ghost inventions tell him that he's great.
Yeah.
And the compals as well, trying to find friends. Like, this is really telling now that the majority of the inventions just essentially to try get some kind of fulfillment in other people.
I mean, he gave a sword sentience. Yeah, and it worked out perfectly. He should have stopped there.
He also made some cloth that could turn into a baby. So...
Yeah, you
It drives me nuts.
love Goat. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of stuff. I'll send it to you, Paul. And over the course of time, I'll take away the monetary value, like the retail price of his items. I've been Excel sheet of this. I'll send it bit by bit. Maybe we'll just say when you say you've read a couple of things, I'll send you some items.
Yeah, I think it would be a pretty cool idea, and also allow you to continue on writing some weird inventions. Like,
yeah. And then with the right amount of downtime, the right amount of material sources, you can make these and sell these, and otherwise do. I mean, the world's ending. You won't have time.
I don't know that.
There goes the old DM's intuition as to how we're going to succeed in stopping the world from ending.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, back to the session at hand, shall we? Mm-hmm. So yeah, you have this from here on out, from this moment out, you've cleared pretty much every town you've come across, except for one. As you travel across the lands of Hibernia, looking for a place to stay, you come across a solitary kingdom and a small hamlet about a month out from Sleeve Gem. And as you make your way towards this small castle fortification, you see in the distance the edge of a woodlands and pass by a bundle of small cottages on open farmland. Your path leads you towards a simple wooden fortification around a small stonework castle. And asking a nearby local, you learn that this is the small kingdom of Ossuary. You make your way up towards the castle. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Do I know? I've never heard of this place before, I'm gathering, so I guess I'd kind of ask the locals about any kind of, taverns and stuff like that, and local history, or anything that I should know, like local laws or anything that might be different to kind of other things.
Yeah, make I guess you'd call that just an investigation check.
Sweet. Investigation's one of my strong points. 24 altogether.
24. Yeah, you get like a quick like a SparkNote summary of this town. I'm just opening a beer by Salt called Boneville. I'm realizing that Boneville should have been the name of the graveyard.
We were sitting on Boneville. We could be calling Bitsy Boneville the whole time when she was in her life.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a type of show she puts on, a Bonevillian cabaret.
That sounds a bit more cabaret, a bit more...
They're going to say a bit more blue, because I definitely was thinking of names. I was like, I really don't want to go like Bone Town, Boneville.
Yeah.
The Ville makes it sound fancy. Bone Town for plebs. Boneville, place of kings.
Yeah. I'm inviting you to Boneville. Nope.
It sounds like a burlesque. That's the word I was going for.
Sounds like a suburb of Bone City.
Yeah, that's like third base. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can get to the outskirts.
And in a similar vein, my can is worth 2 pant.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how many pant it is.
Like 2.
This is 2 pant. Your can's quite big.
Wow! I would have thought. Oh no, it's 2 pant and 1 pant.
What the fuck are pants, guys?
Look,
I'm so out of the loop. What's a pant?
You don't know what the pant means on your can?
This yellow belly is 1 pant.
Yeah, well, see,
Well, look, Lucy, if you don't know, we
Oh
can't
my
tell
God.
you.
What's
we
happening?
can't be telling you how to put on your pants. I mean, everyone,
Yeah.
one leg at a time, lads.
How many pants?
No pants.
Well,
Classic
look, we
Lucy.
know who wears the pants on this podcast. That's all I'm
What are
saying.
you saying? So confused.
I honestly don't know. I genuinely don't know what 2 pound 1 pant means on the side of cans.
I don't know what it means.
I think
Mine has a pant 1 KR, which I presume is kroner. So I'm guessing it means you trade the can in for money, like they do in the States as well, but we don't do in Ireland. Pant might mean how much money you get.
From chat and in Canada, don't have pants in Canada. There are
You
no
don't
pants.
have any pants in Canada.
You're
Very
both
cold
having
country
a
do not have any
beautiful
pants.
fever dream here, and none of your beers say pants, and you're. I've never seen that before. You're definitely. I don't.
You've never
I
seen
don't-
it. What? There's another
Yeah.
2 pants right there.
Yeah. For the podcast listeners, we're holding up cans to the camera, which do say
They say
in this little box
pants on
on the side of the cans, pant on it.
Clockwork
only
Soul has no pants, so you know.
Just a pant prank.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna
This has been a
investigate this.
podcast within a show called Pant Watch. Pant Watch is now officially over.
Look, just tell us how much pants you guys have in your dress at home.
How many pants in the chat?
Yeah, 2 pants is the highest pant we've seen.
Mm.
Maybe a 3 pant exists.
I just quickly looked it up just to see if we can find. We can
Don't
close,
ruin the illusion.
Yeah.
I
close
never
this
want to
loop.
know this.
But
Nope.
I will tweet it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can tell the nerds what a pant means.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live life fast and loose and never look it up.
We're gonna walk our own pants.
Like how many dying breaths, gasps of life you get from drinking it. That's what I'm gonna choose to believe.
Oh yeah, that we could use that in D&D. Yeah,
Mhm.
if you die, you could, if you grab a 2 pant, you get 2 more pants of breath
Yeah.
to roll.
Is a movement or an action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I guess I'll throw out the Kingdom of Ossuary. Anyone who knows where we are, sorry, buds.
Wait, we're at a small cool kingdom. Yeah.
How many pants are in there, Ben?
No pant.
No pants.
It's a no pant kingdom.
Oh.
Like
Yeah,
never too close.
Randir, you ask around, and you learn that this is the small kingdom of Ossuary is run by, and it has been for many generations, a family who are a bit reclusive, but they, the villagers seem happy. They're farmers. They get along very well. You know that there's King Ferdoc MacDuch and then his brother. And when they bring up his brother, it's always a little bit like, oh, and then there's Lynok followed. You just don't want to get on his bad side. That's if I give you a piece of advice, if you're going to stay in the town, don't stay in the town. That's the advice I give you. If I give you a second piece of advice, if you have to stay in the town, don't anger Lynok. Just don't anger him. They have a couple of wee pups. They have a couple of wee kids, 3 boys, 2 girls, extended family, aunts, uncles. I think I'm 3rd cousin maybe to one of them. But ultimately, it's good harvest every year. Good meat in the bone. Once a month things get a bit wild, but aside from that, are you looking to buy in the area? Are you looking for property or
what's the once a month? It gets a bit weird.
Is the meat in the bone a slight against Pitsy?
No offense meant, ma'am. Just turn a phrase.
I would bristle if I had the capacity.
Stab him.
Please, I'm a bit part farmer. I only exist in this voice and correct position. Please, I beg of you. I have a wife and kids.
Which I have only invented now.
Stab
Yeah, which have only burst into existence.
Unfortunately, the sword wants to stab the wife and kids as well.
I'm just like you, talking sword. I put my pant on 1 sheath at a time.
Fair enough.
You were the one
Yes,
person.
stay of stabbing.
Once a month, look, things get a bit hairy around here.
But what do you mean by that? Is it that like there's some kind of festival or some kind of magic or something? You say something gets does it literally get hairy? Like everybody just grows a load of hair?
It's a bit more of a feast, and yes.
Everyone gets more feisty.
Yeah. Feisty, feisty. Everyone has a bit of a
Okay.
Much stabbing goes on once a month.
More mauling. We do a bit of mauling.
Like big shopping malls. I'm an American.
Blood pours from its nose and ears at the concept of a mall. Nope.
You're overworking the processor. Okay. Is the feast close? Like, is it the next couple of days, or have we just missed it?
Yeah, you have just missed it. Which, look, ordinary circumstances, I'd say, unfortunately so. These circumstances, I would say, in the Kingdom of Ossuary, just missing a feast, best news you could have had. Because you can just rock up now. I'd say the king will let you in, let you stay a night or two. Watch out for the guard wolves, obviously. A couple of wolves out there, but yeah, they're very hospitable. Like, I don't know what you want. I'd invite you in, but I live in a hovel, and there's there's a castle with guest rooms, so we're kind of close to send people to the guest rooms.
Are the guard wolves like Black Hounds at all?
Oh, not the Black Hound. No. We stay within our walls. Oh, that beast, never.
Good. I'm just checking.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so I'll rock up towards the castle then and be just like, hey, how's it going? Can I get a room for the night?
Yeah, you rock up. The guard who's standing beside this sort of giant dire wolf goes, well, we're not a hotel, but like you can stay, I suppose. What?
Look, if you don't ask, you don't tell, or you don't get.
Do you want an audience with the king, or is it all of you, or just you? You got a couple of mates down. You got this, Randir. Do you need rooms for like everyone?
Yeah. I got some famous inventors with some cool gear to sell, and also, are you interested in a beer?
Yes, and look, you can all stay. Tell your jungle gym to stay outside, because that thing is fucking freaky as fuck.
I have no idea.
I'm on guard anyway.
And also, between you and us, bringing a bag of bones into this lot, they'd go wild. I'll tell you that much. They go wild.
I'm getting the distinct feeling of something. All right, yeah, I guess we'll go in here.
Yeah. You make your way in, and it's what I would call a classic Skyrim setup. For some reason, the king sits right in the main hall. So there's no one around this house. You can just immediately meet them. But there are rooms off to the side, and there is kind of feast rooms and otherwise. There's a smell of sort of wet iron in the air, and there's sort of smeared blood maybe on the walls. But aside from that, it's quite homely. And sitting on a throne with a you're not sure if it is a rug over them or if they just have this barrel-chested, open, hairy facade, is King Fairdock. And beside him, to his right, his brother, Lynock. Welcome to the Kingdom of Ossuary. How can we be of the utmost service? Apologies, there's no doorbell. When there is one, we tend to just get a bit barking mad, I suppose.
Picking up on more of that stuff.
Thank you. I told you it'd work.
Yeah, well, I was wondering if you have any rooms that I could stay, like me and my compatriots could stay in.
Absolutely, we can provide you with bed, board. We would never turn away a traveler trying to make their way through this land. We haven't had a lot, to be honest. Because I don't know if you know this about Hibernia. No one travels anywhere, everywhere. Because it's just isolated communities, and we are starved for company.
Oh, well, we travelled. It was quite an adventurous, terrible sounding time, actually, now that I think about it. I'm just going to get a Vietnam flashback of just the amount of noise and screaming.
Everything can be stabbed!
It was fun. What are you talking about?
I have so many arms now.
It was possibly the best 30 days of my life.
Well, how about you stick around for dinner? Grab yourself a bed. How'd you like your meat? Rare?
Actually, yes, but not that rare, I'm guessing.
Slash.
Sorry, sword. This is bizarre, by the way. That sword talks. Yes.
I said slashed. I like my meat slashed.
Oh, skewered.
Yeah, stabbed. Skewered.
Yeah.
Staked.
Staked. I'm not a rapier. I'm a Seymour. But
Seymour.
No, I don't think I will.
This is gonna go on forever.
The battle of the Puns.
You can sleep by the fire. Dinner's at 6. Anything else you should know about this?
Is there anyone you need stabbed? Criminals?
No, we don't. We don't really do that here.
Let's leave.
No, I mean, just the steaks. We're preparing steaks.
He doesn't speak for all of us. Some of us will stay.
Nice. Well, if I could be of any help, but you know what? This has been really pleasant. And you said you had beer.
Yes, I sell this absolutely fantastic. Sorry, I'm not used to people asking me for this. I have this fantastic beer called Dying Light Ale. It is a delicious dwarven dark ale.
Any lactobacillus? Any lactose? It doesn't sit well with my particular dietary needs.
No.
Fantastic. And what does it taste like?
It's different to everybody.
Well, that's kind of interesting. And like this whole time, his brother has just been like, sort of just like, not sneering, but sort of like, his little teeth are already. You don't know why. Doesn't seem welcoming. He's don't mind him. He's when he gets used to you, he lightens up. It's just this nervousness around new people.
I see. Well, I hope that I can get to know this person, like your brother, and we can become good friends.
Well, he is a good brother. Aren't you, my brother? Good brother. He seems to cheer up a bit then.
Okay.
Well, you bring the beer, we'll bring the meats, and it will be feeding time shortly. Sounds good to me.
Sure. Sounds great.
Good to you. And then maybe afterwards we could all go for a WALK.
Yes. We can go for... I feel like this is a trap. Walk.
The whole court just fucking explodes. Like as you see the extended family of the Kingdom of Osri leap on top of you in what I would call colloquially a dog pile. And I think that's where a month out of Sleep Gem we leave Randir and his crew as we pull back from the Kingdom of Osri. You have made some good allies. You know what they say about the Kingdom of Osri? They're man's best friend. We'll end our show there, I think, at this dog pile in this courtroom, as you have what can only be described as a wonderful time. They've just had their moon feast, and it's a month away. So you're like, look, between you and me, Paul, you're safe as houses in this pack. So you're all good. But yeah, that's been Homebrew. That's been the show. We will be back in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, it will be pretty much, aside from yearly nudges, because every year, the way that day nudges out one, it's pretty much our 2-year anniversary in 2 weeks' time. Once again, I'll be doing this collaboration with What's Up Wilbo called Wild Magic May. It's just a month of kindness. Roll those. Remember those percentile dice we kind of showed how they work this session? We're going to roll them on a Wild Magic table to do a month of kindness. I, for the first time in Homebrew history, did not, and this is shocking because it is what it is. I didn't write my spiel at the end because I thought, I know this spiel. But now looking at my page and not seeing it, I'm instantly panicked. I'm like, all professionalism goes out the window. Or I'm like, but what do I say?
Get your confidence.
Yeah, get my cloak of the orphan around me and figure that out. No, there's stuff we say.
Written the other.
Yeah. Subscribe below. There's a clip over Keelan's face. But before we go, and before that, if you like Paul, and I love Paul, where can we find more of you?
Oh, yeah, I also do a entertainment, thanks, Stabby Gabby. I do an entertainment podcast kind of show. Currently we're doing podcasts where we go back to shows once we can meet up, called Hear Us Out, which is on YouTube now. So we do that we go live every Thursday now as well. So, and to plug more of this show, I saw that there were some questions about how to run D&D and also read some of the adventure book. You should tweet at Homebrew, and our DM would probably be happy to answer any questions and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, sorry I couldn't answer that live because I do see it there, Lucky by the way, or Lucky BTW, but just tweet us at Home Request or jump in the Discord. I love talking this stuff. I'm better at it.
Question Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. AMA me anytime. I'm an open book in there. Yeah, exactly. But do check Hear Us Out. Early viewers, early kind of fans of this show will know Hear Us Out because Hear Us Out used to be the mid-show sort of entertainment. Before we just had the 15-minute countdown, we would put like clips from Hear Us Out in there. So you already know Paul. You know Paul almost as good as we know him. No, you don't. We've known Paul for years. We've got pictures of Paul when he was a baby. But before I reveal too much more, thank you very much for watching. Thanks, Paul, for double jobbing this. You both run the tech and play, which is a feat I will never understand. But we will be back in 2 weeks' time. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. Until then, look after yourselves. Be sound. Good night, and joy be with you all.